Hello and welcome back to my booktube channel. My name is Marianne. Thank you for watching. For those of you who returned, thank you for returning to the channel and watching again. This is day one of Vlogmas. And this little boy here is Finnegan. Today, for the first day of Vlogmas, I am going to do the DNF tag. Hopefully that's not a foreshadowing for how I do in Vlogmas, but we will start with DNF. Now for anyone out there who is unaware or unfamiliar with the term DNF, DNF means did not finish or do not finish. And the DNF tag is all about whether we DNF or the books that we may have or may not have DNF'd. The first question, of course, is do you DNF? Yes. Yes, life is far too short and there are too many books to not ever DNF. It's just one of those things. You find yourself in the middle of a book, you either don't like it or it's just not working for you right now, which is something that I particularly hit being a mood reader. And you have to put it down. You have to set it aside and move on to something else. Number two, if you DNF a book, does it count towards your books read for the month? No, that's cheating. At least I consider it cheating. If you didn't finish it, you didn't read it that month. And my read for the year would be a lot longer if I put DNFs on there. I do read a lot of books, but you can't count books that you've only read halfway or that you only maybe just started and then got bored with and stopped or what have you. No. Number three, is there a difference between DNF and just putting it down for a bit? Yes. Things that I really DNF, books that I'm just done with. If I start reading the book and I'm really not enjoying this and it's horrible, and I just never want to finish it, that's a total DNF. That's just a DNF. If I'm reading it and sometimes it's just not the right moment to read it and I come back to it later, that's just a put aside. Even if I put it aside for a while, you know, it's not forever. I come back to it. I did that with Stephen King's If It Bleeds recently. I had read it, I had read part of it, about 2/3 of it, but I hadn't finished it and I put it aside. It really wasn't really wasn't what I would consider a complete DNF because I came back to it and I finished it in the end. Number four, what popular books have you DNF'd? Well, almost a contradiction on my prior statement because I do intend to come back to this one. It just has been a while. I started reading The Testaments by Margaret Atwood and the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. And I really do want to go back and correct that. But it has been a while, so I'm going to have to start at the very beginning again because it's been a while since I started to read that. But that's definitely one that I guess I could say it's been long enough that I DNF'd it because I got it when it was new and I just didn't finish it. And I want to fix that. I'm going to go back and read that. Question 5. What book do you wish you had DNF'd? I can't say there are any books that I really wish that I had DNF'd. Most books I got something out of by the time I got done with them. So I really don't wish that I had DNF'd them. Number 6, do you ever reattempt to read a DNF? Yes. Has this ever been successful for you? absolutely. On the other question, I started to mention it, If It Bleeds by Stephen King. I had DNF'd it. I went back. I picked it up, started it from the beginning again, and really liked it. But I had to give it a second try. It just was the wrong time when I attempted to read it in the first place. So DNFing and then coming back to a book can in fact be successful. Question 7, what do you do with the books that you DNF? Well, those I usually will collect for a little while, and eventually what happens is when my local library has a book sale coming up, I will then take the books that were DNFs that I really didn't like, and I will donate them. A lot of books is also, if they're ebooks, they'll just get erased off of my whatever it is that I'm using, whether it's my Kindle or my phone. I'll just delete them. Electronic books you don't have to get rid of, but as far as physical books, I donate them. I can't bring myself really to throw a book away. It just seems wrong. Just because I didn't like it doesn't mean somebody else might not. Number 8, do you choose more or less risky titles because of your stance on DNF? I wouldn't say that plays a part in whether I'll read a book or not. I've read quite a few books or picked up quite a few books that I didn't really know what I was going to think about it, and I just took a risk on it. It's more the thing that hinders me more is the difference between if I can get the book for free and read it for free, or read it for really cheap, $1 or something like that, I will read it. That to me isn't risk. The ones where I'm taking a risk is where I actually buy a book. Those I usually like to know that what I'm getting into is something that I want. It either has to be a trusted author, or I'm really sure maybe it's a sequel to something that I already started reading the series and I know that I enjoyed it. Something that I really, really know before I'm gonna put a few dollars into buying a book. Most of the time, if I'm unsure about a book, if it is a risky title, I'll usually just try to find it for free, whether that means borrowing it from the library or finding it somewhere online as an ebook, or it's available for free, or part of my subscription on Scribd, because I already paid. You pay so much a month and you already have access to the book. It's part of your subscription. I'll do it that way. Now, number 9 is tag 5 booktube buddies, or however many people you want. Now, I do not know who has and has not done this tag. It has been out for a bit. So I'm going to say that if you're watching this and you haven't done the tag and want to do the tag, you're tagged. And also, speaking of tags, I meant to say this at the beginning of the video, but this tag was originally created by Neil and Scott of Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, and I was tagged in it by Charles Heathcote. This has been my day 1 of my Vlogmas. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I'm getting it up on December 1st. And I'll see you in the next one.